And Port Harcourt, our guest in Lagos, we have joined us for discussion. Bamidele Ayenibo, it's a pleasure having him join us this morning. He's the chairman Exports Group, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Discussing with him also will be our guest in Port Harcourt, Ofon Udofia. Ofon Udofia is Executive Secretary, Institute of Exports Operations and Management of Nigeria. It's a pleasure to have Ofon join us for discussions this morning. We'll be with you in a short while. Just hold your breath while we'll have discussions begin in Lagos with Bamidele Ayeni. But first and foremost, a number of people look at AGOA and say that this was the best entry point for African countries interested in doing business with the United States, duty-free tax exemption. But a number of critics have said there's a catch, which is why you have countries, for example, like the Republic of Benin, that is signed on to AGOA for over 15 years, have exported nothing to the United States, but have imported what $600 million worth of products. Some say maybe we've done this or we review, but yet we can't seem to review. What exactly is wrong with the AGOA?
I don't think we should take AGOA in isolation. AGOA is just export to the US, just like export to another part of the world. So the challenge facing AGOA is the same challenge facing all other export businesses in Nigeria and in Africa, actually. So looking at AGOA separately will not be right. It will be good for us to look at it holistically by attacking the issues that confront export generally, which AGOA happens to just be a victim of those challenges. So looking at AGOA, I try to pick the picture like this. It's like giving a child a chicken, well spiced, but the child has no teeth. And you're wondering why it's unable to eat and benefit from what you will have got from the chicken. That's the picture. We have so much challenges that is making us to benefit to enjoy the benefit from AGOA. The EPA also in Europe is another one that is still on, and a number of other issues like that. So I think which is one of the things I will be talking in the course of the program. These issues should be number one identified, and we should make conscious and deliberate effort to address them. If we solve those challenges, then we won't have the issues, and we'll be able to solve. Address the issue of AGOA and another one. Now, on top on the list for me for the issue are products. AGOA have over 6,000 products that can be exported. Okay. But I was checking through the sub-African countries. What are the major exports? Agro-commodities, crude oil, minerals. If you check the list of AGOA, you only find petroleum products, as in the secondary products from petroleum, not crude oil. A product like cocoa beans will not be found there. And a lot of other commodities that we export. So these are the things we're currently doing, and we're doing it mainly with Asia. So if we're going to tackle the issue of export to the US, we must also get to a level where we begin to think of value addition, because that's what US want. And that's what I think we should do anyway. But of course, it's just a system thing. The government is exporting crude, you expect the citizen to export finished product. Government should lead by ensuring that they focus on exportation of finished products. And then, by the time they are doing that, they will have put processes, systems, and transportation in place to help the citizen to be able to do the same. So talking about product. Another challenge is purchasers, that's the buyer. The buyer have concern. US is a very strict market. You want us to ship to the US. Your standards are this high. They can't lower it for our sake. They are doing it to help us to grow. But they have that standard that must be met. If that standard is not met, the buyer will be in trouble. So the buyer is thinking, okay, if I'm giving you a contract to ship this good to me, how am I sure you're going to meet the quality specification? So the buyer is concerned as to the capability of Africans to be able to meet the demand of the quality expected in the US market. And the third one is paperwork. Paperwork is a major challenge. In fact, AGOA, they have a concern in AGOA. For example, for apparel, the thought is that products can come into Nigeria from, let's say, Asia, and then transship to the US. So to avoid that, the paperwork, the rule of origin, and a lot of things are put in place to ensure that that is avoided, which is necessary anyway to enable that them meet their objective. But that also affecting us to the extent that if people are shipping to some other Asian country, the documentation are very simple. Bill of lading, invoice, packing, you're fine. For US, the invoice must have certain information that if they are not there, the buyer will not enjoy that benefit, duty-free benefit. The certificate of origin must meet the standard of the rule of origin. If that is not met, the buyer will not enjoy it.
No, break this down, which means if you take textile, for example,
Yes.
which was not made in Nigeria, let's say you bring it from China, and
Yes.
they cannot find its entry into America. Is that what you're saying?
Generally in Nigeria, imported goods cannot be exported. Generally in Nigeria. Rule of origin vary depending on the program. For example, if you're shipping, a large chunk of the input of that product must be from here. And you know, our textile, a number of the inputs are still being imported into the country. So what they're trying to avoid is that whatever you're going to ship to us must indeed reasonably and significantly be from Nigeria. So for you to even do apparel, they have to visa the invoice. I was in a program some time ago at Metropolitan Hotel, and a woman was lamenting, telling the panelists, saying she had an issue. The issue of the custom. It was to export apparel under AGOA, but the invoice have to be visaed. But you know what? The person that will do that is in Abuja, and it's only one person that could do it for the whole country. So she was lamenting. She told NPC in Lagos, I've been talking to customers. I don't know if that issue has been resolved now to ensure, number one, the desk must be in Lagos. Number two, it should be not just be one person, it should be more people that should be able to do it. So imagine that kind of situation. So, and the lady was lamenting that, look, if her good has been ready, she could not ship to the US because of this particular issue. Now, this is a documentation issue around export to the US, which the US has to protect their market. So even if they are giving us that leeway, they also want to ensure there are some restrictions. So I'm talking about product, purchasers, paperwork, then pricing. Pricing is another major issue. Fine, the duty exporting the product is duty free. But even with that, when we finish our production, the prices are not very good. Cost of transportation, very high. I'm sure you know what's going on in Apapa now. To even enter, some truck coming to even enter, spend days because of the road. Power. Then quality analysis. Sometimes people have to send the sample of their product abroad. For example, I studied share butter to the US. There's some certification they expect. In fact, sometimes people have to send to the US for American Shea Butter Institute to certify the product first before they can eventually ship. And the fact that you send a sample down does not mean when you're doing the next production that will likely going to meet that quality specification, depending on the manufacturing practice that you have. So this is another challenge. So even though there is duty free, but we're still struggling to be able to meet up because we're not the only one exporting. A number of other people are exporting to them, and they're able to do it efficiently. And the buyer, even though we pay duty, is still a lot better off than getting it from us.
Let's take a look at 2016, for instance. You talked about the fact that we don't add value to the materials that we send, thereby reducing, the value of what we're sending. Top 5 sub-Saharan destinations for U.S. exports. Nigeria makes that list. And we're looking at machinery, vehicles, cereals, wheat, and mescaline. Then if we look at top 5 sub-Saharan sources of U.S. AGOA imports, Nigeria is also on the list. But we're looking at oil, one commodity, crude. So let's talk about our abilities and our capabilities and what has stopped us over the years from upping the ante as regards the value of the goods that we send and even expanding our market enough to send more than oil.
Number one, mindset. Mindset of an individual coming into that space and asking himself, okay, as a consultant in export business, when people come to you, they will ask, what can I export? How much is it? What's the profit? What's the turnaround time? Now, that question naturally gravitates toward commodity. Naturally. As an ad hoc business. Not a business to be done for a long time. Someone said export is a process. So it's a process, not a transaction. Many people see it as a transaction. So that mindset that, look, we must see this as a business become important. Number two, production. In recent time, we've been doing a lot to promote value-added products. And what I discovered is that a number of products we import into Nigeria, if I'm bringing in a product, sometimes the product I'm bringing in as an importer, you will see a label on it. That label, even though it's reading a name that is my brand, but that company is producing the same product for 3, 4, 5 people in Nigeria, but with different labels. And I'm asking myself, people that are producing stuff in Nigeria, why don't we begin to fund them to expand and produce for different people to export? Do you understand? More like what someone call contract production. So that, but the mindset that, look, I should first of all think of value added, and if I cannot set up my machinery, I should be partnering with people already producing. Like I said, just a mindset. This is already being done. It's something that can be done, and that's one thing we need to begin to look at. That if you want to ship a particular product to the US, I know some people are producing in Nigeria, but that person even needs money from the bank. But if I go to him to produce for me, I will fund him. I increase his cash flow. He produces for me in my brand, and I can ship it out. Now, what I've done is I've created a job by expanding my own operation and also help that person to be able to realize their own dream of exporting the same product. So that collaboration, such that we have people have talked about industrial park, that's the high one. Let's just start on a small scale that individual can produce for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people the same product but with different brands, shipping to different export markets. I feel if you can adopt that, that would be a path to us achieving our objective as far as value-added products is concerned.
All right. Let's cross over to Port Harcourt, where Ofan Udofia is standing by. He's the Executive Secretary of Institute of Exports, Operations and Management of Nigeria. It's a pleasure to have you join us this fine morning to talk about AGOA. One-time former Secretary of State of the United States, Hillary Clinton, said this was the best opportunity to deal and help Africa solve its problems, the United States, together with African countries, saying that if they were able to achieve this as equal partners. I'm only one.